Today, I get the honor, pleasure, and privilege, and I mean it, I really do, to talk about the all-new Homage Tradition Serafino. Sonus faber is at last launching the next generation of Homage Tradition. And for those of you who don't know, it's their flagship line. There are multiple products in the Homage line, and I'm going to be trying to cover them all. And I already have an exclusive interview with Will Klein of Sonus faber coming as well about the new Amati, the king of the hill with this new Homage line. So don't miss that. So without further ado, please subscribe to the Gramophone channel and click that bell icon if you want to see amazing highlights of world-class products like this one. And here's your question of the day. What do you think is the most beautiful speaker Sonus faber's ever made? Me? I really think it might be these. All right, here we are, up close, personal with the new Serafino. Precisely where I like being with wonderful speakers. What is the new Homage doing differently though? Looking at the speaker here, let's start with the business end, and I'm gonna pop our beautiful grill off here. I love these grills, by the way, they're so cool. We've got the famous DAD dome tweeter, the damped apex dome. That wonderful wood pulp and K-Pock, handful of other natural fibers in there as well, Sonus faber Midrange. Together, these make the voice of Sonus faber. We remember that. The tweeter is mostly the same, but there's a couple tweaks in the motor and what's going on behind the tweeter as well. What I've noticed about this, more detail, still non-fatiguing. Everything we know and love Sonus faber to be. The mid-range now features this face part. Sonus faber came up with this after hours upon hours upon hours, tireless computer modeling to really lock down, okay, what are just the small little things that can be improved? Because like I said, the old ones were nigh perfect. But there's always something. And in this day and age of excellent acoustical modeling that you can do on computers, boom, they discovered this was a worthwhile change. Moving down to the bass drivers here, you can notice the dust cover is like a big, solid, kind of imposing looking cap. And I actually really like that now. It's a change that your eye immediately gets drawn to, much like the phase plug. You go, ooh, that's different, something changed. Oh buddy, did something change in the bass drivers? These are now equipped with dual voice coils, basically giving them twice the motor output and control. And if you actually can see the back of these woofers, we'll show you a picture. They have a structure on the back of them that almost looks like an engine bell off of a rocket or a nozzle on a jet engine. And that just does a lot with dealing with the back wave that comes off the woofer. And it just looks awesome. And so while these have changed slightly in visual presentation, it's so cool to see how substantial the changes underneath the hood are, yet they still somehow look beautiful. That's just what Sonus faber does. Now, speaking of beauty, let's talk about the aesthetic. Much is the same here. Everything that was good, but subtle little changes again to just freshen it up. We still got the beautiful leather-covered front face. This is the first time I've seen an Homage in polished Wenge, and oh my gosh, it is to die for. Just look at the details of this cabinet. Look how you have this incredible contrast of the maple pinstripes to those prominent lines in the dark Wenge. And here's one of my most favorite subtle aesthetic changes. Up top, we now have this dark aluminum band around the edge. Gone is the old round glass logo, but replaced with a subtle yet, if you ask me, just better, more well executed, shiny Sonus faber logo right in the center of this gorgeous chevron pattern in the wood. And looking at the back, this still is equipped with the UltraFlex bass reflex system, basically linear shaped ports right on the spine of the speaker. I think Sonus faber has done some of the best bass porting in the industry because the way that they do that port management is just so good. It's like they're not even there, but you're getting all the benefits and none of the drawbacks. It's the best way I can put it. Deep, deep bass extension. No added noise or distortion, just perfection. And with that being said about the rear bass ports, you might think, okay, well, I guess you shouldn't back these all the way up to a wall. No, you really shouldn't. But if your environment is less than ideal, they will not punish you too harshly for it. These are a pretty well-behaved speaker in most rooms, and that's just cherry on top. They are truly wonderful, world-class, a lightning in a bottle experience, both sonically, visually. They enrich and enliven everything in your room. If you want to learn even more about them though, because there's only so much you can glean off this one video, please go to gramophone.com and read about the Sonus faber brand. I also encourage you to check out the Sonus faber webpage. Please stop by at any of our showrooms. We're going to have these going up on display virtually everywhere. Timonium, Columbia, Gaithersburg. You owe it to yourself, if you're remotely within driving distance of any Gramophone location, to get your butt in a seat in front of a pair of these new Homage speakers, any of the models, because it is an experience you will not soon forget, if ever, and you just might want to take them home for good reason. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. No, I sure did. And drop a comment down below and chat with me a little bit more. Don't forget that question of the day. And of course, be sandy.